Video blog today is about jury duty, which I did yesterday. And guess what? The Lord was merciful, right? Now, I have to say, like, for weeks in advance of going to jury duty, I think, come on, don't you want to sit on a jury for once in your life? Like, how many times are you going to have the chance to be a fabulous juror, you know? And I think, okay, this time you're gonna have like an open mind, you're gonna go and you're gonna get selected to be a juror, you know? But as it comes closer and closer, my life starts to close in on me, and I think, like, I'm so busy, I have so many things going on, how can I take, like, you know, a week to sit on a trial, or 2 weeks, or like go indefinitely and sit every day in this like scary, hot, summery courtroom, right? Even if you do have, you know, Sam Waterston as someone as really as cute as Sam Waterston being the DA or something, it's still kind of a pain in the neck, you know? So after like 6 or 7 deferrals, they finally said, you know, if you don't show up, right, to jury duty, you're gonna go to jail. So I showed up, and it was a crazy thing. Like, you know, the first thing was that there was no air conditioning, and it was like the hottest day of the year so far in June. There was no air conditioning. And then the second thing was that the guy was really nice and funny, the guy Larry, who was like, you know, the head of the jury thing. And, you know, he said, okay, now we're going to pick like 80 names out of a hat, like a ballot box. They have like this box that goes around. It's like, you know, the lottery.
Like bingo.
It's like a bingo lottery thing. And, you know, they're calling like everybody's names. And names are, you know, finally they're getting to the end and thinking, wow, they haven't called me yet. And it's like, you know, there's only 3 more names, 2 more names, 1 more name. And of course, like, as he was calling the last name, I thought, wait a minute, what if those 80 guys are about to be dismissed or something, you know, forever? Maybe I want to be with those 80 guys, right? You know, anyway, so then he says, okay, everybody now, it's so hot in here, go to, you know, 60 Chamber Street, right? Go down the block to another jury room where it's cooler, there's air conditioning. So everybody scurries down to that place, right? Then the minute we get there, we realize, like, we're really in hell, because there are like 3 times as many jurors who have been sitting there for like weeks waiting for a case, right? So I think, you see, this is what's going to happen to me. So she says, all right, we're going to call another 20 names. And now it's another lady, Larry's gone, and it's another lady who runs like this other facility on 60 Center Street. So they pull out like, you know, 20, Susan Menges, right? And, you know, like, Jean Dalrymple, and like all these names, and you know, your life is flashing before your eyes, and you're thinking, like, maybe I want to be one of those 20 people, because maybe they're getting off, you know? So we weren't picked. I wasn't picked again, right? Then she says, okay, everybody who's on this trial, leave now, or something, right? So like 100 people get up and leave, right? So then she says, okay, now I'm going to pick another 20. So it's like, it was going on like this, like lotteries and lotteries and lotteries, and then not picking my name, and then not picking my name, and then not picking my name. And finally, like she says, okay, everybody who's left, right? There were like, you know, about 20 people left. Everybody go to that side of the room and sit on that side of the room. So everybody like runs over to the other side of the room. It's so crazy. It's like Simon Says, basically, right? So then, like, this is 3 hours later, right? And we've changed buildings, and we went upstairs to another room, and then we went into another jury. We went into like an actual courtroom, which was sort of fabulous, right? Like literally 65 of us went into a courtroom, right? And there was a very nice judge. I think her name was like Kirkpatrick or something like that. And she goes, okay, now here's the thing. It's a case about, you know, I don't know, somebody in a nursing home who died, and the kids are suing the nursing home or something, right? How many people feel like they can't be, you know, sort of partial? How many people think they can actually sit on that jury, right? So a few people raised their hands because they had like bad experiences with nursing homes and blah, blah. Then she goes, but I know this is taking a long time, but it's not going anywhere, so you can log off right now, but it was very interesting to me. So anyway, then she goes, you know, this might take 3 weeks, this case. So there was like, everyone gasped, like all 80 of us like gasped in this room, right? So she goes, how many people would have a problem with sitting on this jury for 3 weeks, if it goes to 3 weeks or a month? And so like everybody raised their hand. She was like, all right, let me try this again. How many people wouldn't have a problem, right? So 4 people raised their hand. She said, okay, everybody who didn't raise their hand can leave. and go back to the jury room, right? So we leave and go back to the jury room. I'm thinking like, oh my God, what did I just do? Did I just dodge a bullet, or did I like take a bullet? You know, like, am I going to get on a case that's going to take longer now, or did I want to do a case about, you know, this woman who died in a nursing home? Because it sounds like a good case. Gee, that would be really interesting. Like somebody who died in a nursing home, like who is really guilty here? You know, I thought at least it would be interesting for 3 weeks. You know. Anyway, so I go back. And she says, okay, now everybody sit on the other side of this. Everybody goes scrambling. I'm not kidding you. This is 3 hours later, right? Of absolute nothing. Just like changing rooms, changing buildings, going through literally 2 different, you know, sort of security sensors, right? We had to do that twice. Finally, she goes, okay, well, there's a whole bunch of other jurors coming tomorrow. You people, we don't need you back. So goodbye. And it was just unbelievable, like all of that suspense for nothing, you know? It was like all of that suspense for like, okay, go home, you're finished, you know, for the next 6 years. I guess, hooray. Hooray, I guess. Okay,
hooray,
that's my
America.
Blog. That's my blog. Hooray, the jury, fabulous sort of legal system of this country.